Life is a journey filled with beauty, struggle, and undeniable truths. Tonight, I want to share 8 of those truths, the kind that hit hard but are necessary to hear. These truths won't just make you think, they'll make you move. Truth number 1, failure is inevitable. Let me tell you something, if you've never failed, you haven't tried hard enough. Success is built on a foundation of setbacks. You fall, you get up, you fail, you learn. It's not the fall that defines you, it's the rise. Number 2, nobody owes you anything. The world doesn't hand out favors. You've got to earn your seat at the table. And when you do, don't just sit there, make your presence known. Number 3, time is your most precious asset. Listen carefully, time is not refundable. You can lose money and make it back, but when time is gone, it's gone. So ask yourself, am I spending my time on things that matter? Number 4, growth requires discomfort. Growth doesn't come from doing what's easy. It comes from pushing through the hard, from stretching beyond what feels safe. Growth lives on the other side of your comfort zone. Number 5, you're going to lose people. Not everyone is meant to stay. And that's okay. Some people are here to teach you lessons, and others to walk alongside you. Know the difference, and when it's time, let them go. Number 6, actions speak louder than intentions. Talk is cheap. You've got to put in the work. Dreams don't come true just because you have them. They come true because you're willing to fight for them every single day. Number 7, life won't wait for you. Hesitation is costly. Opportunity knocks, but it doesn't hang around waiting for you to answer. When you see a door cracked open, don't just run through it. Number 8, you are responsible for your happiness. Stop looking for someone else to make you whole. Happiness doesn't come from a paycheck, a relationship, or applause. It comes from living a life true to your values and purpose. Now, let me leave you with this. Life's truths may be harsh, but they're not here to break you. They're here to build you. Face them. Embrace them. And most importantly, let them drive you forward. Because when you understand these truths, you don't just survive life, you thrive in it. Failure is a reality every one of us will face, no matter how talented, prepared, or determined we are. It's not a mark of weakness, but a sign that you're trying, risking, and aiming for something beyond your comfort zone. There's no growth without challenges, no progress without obstacles, and no triumph without setbacks. Every person you admire, whether they're an entrepreneur, an artist, or a leader, has a story of failure, often more than one. It's in those moments of defeat, when things don't go as planned, that you learn the most about yourself. Failure strips away the ego and exposes the raw truth of where you need to improve. It teaches resilience, the power to stand back up, and the courage to try again, even when you're scared to face the possibility of falling once more. Failure doesn't define you, your response to it does. Do you let it stop you, or do you use it as fuel? Every stumble is an opportunity to adjust your approach, rethink your strategy, and build strength you didn't know you had. Some of the greatest achievements in history have been born from failures, people who refuse to let defeat have the last word. So when failure comes knocking, don't see it as the end. See it as a teacher, a stepping stone, a test of how much you want what you're striving for. Because here's the truth, you cannot reach the peak without facing the climb, and sometimes that climb will include slips. But if you keep moving, if you keep learning, and if you keep believing, you'll discover that failure isn't the opposite of success, it's a critical part of the journey. Life isn't a gift shop handing out rewards just because you showed up. It doesn't operate on fairness or balance, and expecting otherwise will only leave you disappointed. Nobody owes you success, happiness, or an easy path forward. It's a hard truth, but it's also liberating, because once you realize that, you stop waiting for something or someone to rescue you. You take ownership of your life and your outcomes. The reality is, the world is full of people focused on their own struggles, their own goals, and their own dreams. And that's okay, because it's not their job to ensure your happiness or to pave the way for your future. Your achievements will only hold true value when they're earned, not handed to you. Hard work, persistence, and determination are what bring lasting rewards, not entitlement or expectation. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking you're owed a break, especially when you put in effort. But life doesn't work that way. Sometimes you'll work harder than everyone around you and still come up short. That doesn't mean you quit, it means you push forward, adjusting your approach, learning from your experiences, and building the resilience to keep going. When you stop expecting the world to deliver and start focusing on what you can control, you reclaim your power. You stop waiting for permission or validation and start creating your own opportunities. You realize that everything you want, success, fulfillment, respect, must be earned step by step. And when you achieve it, you'll know it was because of your dedication, not because someone else handed it to you. This truth is not here to discourage you, it's here to empower you. It reminds you that your life is in your hands and there is no greater strength than the one you build when you decide to take responsibility for your path forward. Time is the one resource you can never get back. Unlike money, possessions, or opportunities, once a moment has passed, it's gone forever. That's why it's so important to treat time like the treasure it is. Yet, too often, we take it for granted, assuming we have plenty of it left. But the truth is, no one knows how much time they really have, and wasting it is one of the greatest mistakes you can make. Every second you spend is an investment. The question is, are you investing in something that brings value to your life, or are you letting it slip through your fingers? We often convince ourselves that we're too busy or too distracted to focus on what really matters, only to look back and wonder where all the time went. Whether it's spent on meaningful relationships, personal growth, or chasing dreams, the way you use your time defines the quality of your life. It's easy to get caught up in things that don't matter, scrolling endlessly through social media, worrying about things outside your control, or procrastinating on what needs to be done. But every moment wasted is a moment you can't get back. That's why it's crucial to be intentional. Ask yourself regularly, is this worth my time? Does it align with the person I want to become or the life I want to live? Time is also your greatest equalizer. Everyone, no matter their status or background, has the same 24 hours in a day. What sets people apart is how they choose to use it. Those who achieved greatness didn't have more hours, they made the hours they had count. They prioritized what mattered and let go of what didn't. The beauty of time is that while it's limited, it's also full of possibility. You can't control how much of it you have, but you can control how you use it. And when you start treating time as your most valuable asset, you'll find that life becomes richer, more focused, and far more fulfilling. Growth is never found in comfort. It's in those moments of uncertainty, challenge, and even pain that we evolve into stronger, wiser, and more capable versions of ourselves. Staying in your comfort zone might feel safe, but it also keeps you stagnant. True progress comes from stretching beyond what feels easy or familiar, embracing the unknown, and tackling the obstacles that stand in your way. Discomfort is the price of transformation. Think of the bodybuilder in the gym pushing their muscles to the limit. The process is painful, exhausting, and demanding, but that's what creates strength. Life works the same way. When you face challenges, whether it's a tough decision, a new responsibility, or a setback, you're given a choice: grow through it or shrink back into what's easy. Every time you choose growth, you build resilience, discipline, and a deeper understanding of yourself. The truth is, discomfort is a teacher. It shows you where you're unprepared, where you need to improve, and where you have untapped potential. It forces you to confront fears and limitations, making you realize you're capable of far more than you ever imagined. But it doesn't come without resistance. There will be moments when you feel like giving up, when the struggle feels overwhelming. Those moments are where growth truly happens, where you prove to yourself that you can endure, adapt, and overcome. Growth also requires a willingness to fail. It's about taking risks, knowing you might fall short, but trusting that even in failure, you're moving forward. Every step outside your comfort zone, whether it leads to success or a lesson, is a step toward the person you're meant to become. It's not supposed to be easy. It's supposed to be worth it. When you embrace discomfort, you stop fearing it. You start to see it as a sign that you're on the right path, that you're challenging yourself in ways that matter. And in the end, the discomfort fades, but the growth stays with you, shaping your future and expanding your potential. Losing people is one of the hardest realities of life. Whether through circumstances, conflict, distance, or even death, there will come a time when people you care about are no longer part of your journey. It's a painful truth, but it's also an inevitable one. Not everyone is meant to stay in your life forever, and sometimes their absence teaches you as much as their presence once did. Relationships are dynamic, they change as we grow and evolve. Some people come into your life for a specific purpose: to teach you a lesson, to support you through a season, or to challenge you in ways you needed. But just as people enter, they also exit. It doesn't mean their impact is any less significant, it just means their part in your story has ended. Holding on to someone who has already moved on emotionally or physically only holds you back from stepping into your next chapter. Sometimes losing people is not about choice or conflict, it's about life's unpredictability. Loved ones may be taken too soon, leaving a void that feels impossible to fill. That pain is real and it's valid. But even in loss, their memory can become a source of strength and a reminder to cherish the people who are still here. Life is fragile, and knowing this should inspire us to love deeply and live fully. Then there are the relationships that fade because they no longer align with who you're becoming. As you grow, you may find that some connections no longer serve you, and that's okay. It's not about blame or resentment, it's about understanding that not all paths are meant to stay intertwined. Letting go can be an act of love for yourself and for the other person, freeing you both to find relationships that align with your current lives. The truth is, losing people hurts. It leaves scars, but those scars are part of your story. They remind you of the love you shared, the lessons you learned, and the strength you found in moving forward. While the people in your life may come and go, the connections you form, however brief, contribute to who you are. And for that, even loss can be something to honor. Intentions are important, but they are only the starting point. What truly matters is the action you take to turn those intentions into reality. Good intentions without follow-through are like seeds left unplanted. They hold potential, but they'll never grow into anything meaningful. People won't remember what you meant to do. They'll remember what you actually did. Dreams, plans, and promises are empty unless they're backed by effort. It's easy to talk about the things you want to accomplish or the change you want to make, but action is where the real work happens. It's where you prove your commitment and show the world that you mean what you say. You can't expect success to come from words alone. It requires showing up, staying consistent, and doing the work even on the days when it's hard, when motivation is low, or when no one else is watching. The truth is, results come from execution, not intention. A promise to be a better friend means nothing if you don't pick up the phone or show up when it matters. A goal to build a better life is just wishful thinking if you're not willing to put in the hours, take the risks, and make sacrifices. Your actions are the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Not only do your actions define your outcomes, but they also shape how others see you. Trust is built on what you do, not what you say. If your actions consistently align with your words, people will know they can count on you. But if your intentions never materialize, even with the best excuses, you risk losing credibility. Every step you take moves you closer to your goals or further away from them. It's a choice you make every single day. The world doesn't wait for intentions, it responds to action. So take that step. Like that page, make that call. Whatever it is, do it. Because in the end, it's not what you hope to do that will define your life, it's what you actually did. Life moves forward with or without you. It doesn't pause for you to catch up, gather courage, or wait for the perfect moment. Opportunities come and go, and the ones you hesitate on might not come around again. While you're overthinking, doubting, or procrastinating, life is marching ahead, offering its rewards to those who are willing to take risks and act decisively. Time spent waiting for the right time is often time wasted. There will rarely be a moment when everything feels perfectly aligned, when the fear disappears, or when the path is crystal clear. Progress demands that you step out even when the conditions are uncertain, even when you're not entirely ready. It's in that leap of faith that you find your strength and discover what you're capable of. Hesitation is the enemy of momentum. Life favors those who seize the moment, who see an open door and don't just walk through it, they run. Waiting too long can turn opportunities into regrets, leaving you wondering what could have been if only you acted sooner. Every second spent standing still is a second that someone else is moving forward. The truth is, you don't need to have it all figured out to begin. Start where you are with what you have. Take the first step, even if it's small, because action breeds confidence and clarity. The more you move, the more doors open, and the more you realize that life rewards those who dare to move with it, not those who wait for permission or certainty. Life won't wait, and neither should you. Embrace the unknown, trust yourself, and take that step forward. The path may not always be smooth, but standing still guarantees you'll stay exactly where you are. To grow, to achieve, and to truly live, you have to keep moving because life certainly will. Life isn't easy, fair, or predictable. It's full of challenges, hard truths, and moments that will test you. But it's also full of opportunities, lessons, and the potential for growth if you're willing to embrace it. The harsh truths we've talked about, failure, losing people, discomfort, the urgency of time, and the importance of action aren't here to hold you back. They're here to remind you of what's possible when you face life head-on with courage and determination. You won't always have control over what happens to you, but you do have control over how you respond. You can choose to learn from failure, to let go of what no longer serves you, to value your time, and to act boldly even when the path is unclear. The world doesn't owe you anything, but that's the beauty of it. Everything you achieve will be because you worked for it, fought for it, and refused to quit. So don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't wait for someone to hand you the life you want. Take these truths and let them guide you, not discourage you. Use them as fuel to push forward, to grow, and to live a life that's bold, meaningful, and entirely your own. Because in the end, it's not the easy roads or the comfortable moments that define you. It's how you rise, how you persevere, and how you take control of your own story. Now go not with fear, but with purpose. Face life as it is and create the life you want it to be. The clock is ticking and life won't wait, but neither should you.